Shout out all my guys been tapping. So I ain't even gonna front y'all. Like I was about to come live with y'all like a little bit ago, right? That shit said like 6 hours and some next shit, something wild, right? I literally said to myself, I said, damn, what the fuck? That shit don't even make sense. Like I went on multiple lives, but they was cutting my videos though, and I told y'all when I was talking about on the bus and how I was breaking stuff down, they literally like I really feel like they be doing this when they check the video before they even let it out. It's like they have something, or how the way they look at it when they decide whatever you're speaking on, or specifically how deep in context what you're speaking on, what they're gonna cut before they allow the video to get out. You get what I'm saying? Um, and it'd be insane, y'all. And I know because it's like how my phone will start acting weird. How my phone will start acting weird and shit. Y'all see, I'm on here, but I'm over here sunbathing though. You feel me? I see me. I be doing groundwork, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to reach the youth and stuff about awareness purposes and how we should be moving, how we should be living and stuff like that. So it's like for me, I'm on like a whole different wavelength as I raise my vibration. If you're not rewiring your brain like me, you're not challenging yourself. You know, even more so if you're unnatural. No disrespect to my unnatural people, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're not raising your vibration enough that you can, if you don't have my genetic makeup, the number one main thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna overcompensate, which is one of the main ways the eukaryotic cell always does whenever they hear truth or something that they can't explain but of value or in importance to them. Is they'll laugh extra loud. You know, whatever conversation that they're having with someone, they'll be like overcompensating. You feel me? Because they're really nervous, but they're not trying to say that to you. You know what I'm saying? When you're not even trying to hurt them, like this is one of the easiest ways I could tell a human being's vibration. Like when I speak, what I speak about y'all, I speak from an awareness standpoint of what our children are under and the docile state that we're in, so we can break free from that while the sun is separating us right now. When I'm talking about this stuff, or I'm talking about what the sun is doing to anybody with animal DNA and stuff like that, I'm not saying that because you think that it's a possibility that me and I want that to happen to you. No, I don't want that to happen to you. That's not why I'm saying that. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, this is where DNA plays a big role though, because people of that DNA, you know, when they hear truth, you know, they already know the shame upon them for the damage that they caused that they still don't take accountability for today, in which the stuff how we live that's deemed as regular reality. So of course when they hear truth coming in a way of somebody that they put low down and did so much stuff to try to feel inadequate, and what this person is saying that's actually happening due to how everybody's been living on the planet, of course you're going to be offended. You know what I'm saying? Of course you are. Of course you're going to be in this state of thinking and moving. Like of course you're going to feel like I'm saying it towards you specifically, even if I'm not saying it towards you. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know. So that's why when I go in places, like I'm on a college campus right now, and I was and literally it was like a group of white people. I don't know. I think they were like professors or something. They wasn't students. I know that. That's probably even more so why they was defensive like that and had to overcompensate. You know, if they're aware or not aware of my financial situation, but just as me being a so-called black person and even having this knowledge, regardless, because I told y'all that how much money you have, that doesn't discern whether you have knowledge or not. You know what I'm saying? I mean that doesn't dictate the discernment as far as if you chose to gain knowledge or not. That doesn't do that. You feel me? But some people seem to fit that with that, and when they see stuff that doesn't fit the narrative of the stereotypical um, ways of thinking, you know, they'll feel attacked. You get what I'm saying? And I'm noticing I learned so much about people, believe it or not, uh, not even just by me reading and studying the brain and studying intricate parts to know how certain stuff in the body operates, but I learned more by me just knowing a little bit of stuff and able to test that terminology or that knowledge, but just seeing how people react towards it more than the knowledge itself. And that's crazy. You know what I mean? That says a lot about the psychological state that we're in, what we deem as important, um, what we're doing that's of harm to us, whether we're aware of it or not. It says like a lot of stuff, y'all. And That's like amazing to me, because if you would have told me that beforehand, like I would have learned more from people's reactions than me studying it alone. I would have been like, that's crazy as shit. That don't make no sense. But this shows you how much people have cognitive dissonance around about the wrong issues. People have avoidant energy about the wrong issues for why karma is on the planet right now, or can I say anybody with animal DNA, right? This is where this comes from, because this wouldn't have been happening if we had avoided if we there wasn't avoidant energy. I'm gonna be straight up about who we are, as neuromelanated sun in the flesh beings around everybody else with animal DNA. Like, we don't have no animal DNA at all. We're not even rear melanated. But shout out to my Latino people, because y'all have a biological identification. There's certain races that have biological identifications to the planet. But like, I'm literally the sun. You get what I'm saying? It's different with me. Like, I'm neuromelanated. I'm the sun in the flesh. So it's like, a lot of times, me knowing who I am and me knowing what's been done, at times people get intimidated by truth. People get intimidated by awareness, but people only get intimidated by that because we're living everything against the meanings of natural universal law, how we should live, think, eat, move, like, all together. You feel me? That's the confirmation of that. Because see, when we would hear these things and stuff, it would just match the alignment that we're already in. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't feel like an attack, or that we got to switch up this to then do this, because we would just always be doing that. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't be every time you hear truth, it's an attack from the psychological slavery that we're living in, because it never stopped. You get what I'm saying? You wouldn't feel like this. The reason why it feels like this and it's causing all this distress and so much people to be uncomfortable or to have more cognitive dissonance and avoidant energy that's making everything speed up even faster is because of how we're living, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And anybody that really understands what I'm saying without attached feelings, you know what I'm saying. Enjoy the rest of your day. God is peace, power, abundance your way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying this from a universal standpoint about who we are and what's been done to us, for even while we're divided today with being the biggest consumers and this system designed against us still able to flourish. You get what I'm saying? That's the standpoint in which I'm speaking from. So like, it's not coming from like you know what I'm saying, no other reason but the reality of the situation, as far as like what's going on. So I'm grateful, I'm grateful, but it's sad that like I understand it now. Like, I know before, like, I was always asking myself, I'm like, damn, why is people that's hearing so much truth that's not me, like, why are they so offended? Why do whenever they're whatever they're doing, they like overcompensate whenever they hear truth? Like, I didn't understand why it was like that. I was like, why is this like this? Why is this like this? But now, me understanding DNA and me understanding traits and stuff, I understand that much so why that's like that, I don't I don't ask that question no more. You feel me? But I did used to ask that question. That it used to blow me. I used to be like, damn. Why do they treat everything like an attack? You feel me? Why is that like that? Why does anything about growth feel like an attack to them? Because the real growth is around how we're living right now and stopping it, or it being forced out due to us deeming it as regular reality and continuously doing it. You feel me? That's why that's like that, I'm on the outside telling y'all this shit, you feel me? But I'm just being real with y'all. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and make it seem like something that's not. I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. No avoidant energy or cognitive dissonance is going to allow for me to be in a low vibrational state where a person can't see my energy first before what I'm saying, right? Like, so for example, I was just in this building or whatever, in this college, right? And I think they heard me talking to a Latina goddess about being urmelanated. And it was a couple of the complex cell organisms, Europeans to be exact. It was like, I think it was like 3 white women and like 2 white males or whatever, right? Like 2 white males. And long story short, like I said, they did the overcompensate. I wasn't even talking to them. And what I was talking to her about, it wasn't an attack to them. But them is like knowing, that's all like the guilt eating them up. You get what I'm saying? Of course, if you've been abusing people for the longest and you didn't even want them to know that they're abusing you, but those same people find out that you're abusing them, and they're not even attacking you, though they had a right, but they're just talking about it for awareness purposes to break free from it and make people not capitulate, of course that shit is going to feel like an attack. And you know what happened, or just enough what's been done, of course you're going to feel like that person is attacking you. You know what I mean? Your forefathers didn't even want me to know this. You get what I'm saying? Of course that's going to feel like that. You know? That's common sense. You know how people say common sense ain't common no more? It's really not, you know? Because I can tell by your emotional state off of hearing truth that's being forced by the radiation that's on the planet and the ozone layer being removed, where you're at energetically, regardless of your genetic makeup. I can tell off of that alone. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. You know, I can tell from that. You know, what makes you up anatomically, you as an organism, that's just what it is, for better or worse, right? I happen to be who I am. You know, a lion doesn't see a zebra and get mad at a zebra for being a zebra. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. They don't hate on each other for being different type of animals or whatever they are, regardless what makes them up. See, the only difference now is the reason why that's felt like that, because it's been more than enough time and to have correction for the damage and the genocide that's been on the planet. And it's been a lot of people of not my genetic makeup that's been aware of this, in cahoots with this stuff still going on. And now that's being shut down due to the sun and the radiation that's here, that's ground level, and people can't take it because people know what that means. The only people that there's two types of laughs, right? There's two types of laughs. The type of way, if y'all would have heard the way they was laughing in there, right? They definitely aware of what the fuck is going on. You feel me? They know what the fuck is going on, right? And they know it doesn't fit them. They know that their genetics don't fit the changes that's taking place on the planet, right? They're aware, right? And then you have the other type of laughing where it's like people don't know what's going on. They might not even be an NPC. They might know certain stuff that's going on the planet, but they don't know how all this is connected, the genetics, and who needs protection from the ozone layer, who doesn't, and why it's being removed while the radiation is increasing at the same time, and that's deemed as a punishment. You get what I'm saying? So there's levels of people in their awareness for, and it's weird, bro. I don't know how to say it to y'all, but I'm gonna say it like this: if you've been in both, if you heard both the separate laughs, you know when as soon as you hear it. Like if this person's laughing because they're aware and they're really uncomfortable, or these people are laughing when they hear it because they just think you're crazy and they really don't know what the fuck is going on their planet. Or better yet, these changes, how it's affecting them on a biological level. You get what I'm saying? They're different. They aren't the same. You feel me? They are not the same. So that's why I don't get offended. I have too much knowledge, y'all. Like before I had all the knowledge that I have now and stuff, I used to get offended and shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to be ready to kirk out. I used to be reactive. I used to be all like that. But now, my level of awareness and what I know, make sure my shit ain't about to, okay, put on my jump. But now where I'm at right now, y'all, my level of awareness and what's going on, what's taking place and stuff like that, I'm way past that, and I don't get like offended from like a negative standpoint or feel like I'm going to attack someone even if they think what I'm saying isn't the truth or something like that. Like it doesn't affect me from that standpoint. It's more like you know, if people don't understand genetics, what they say, you forget your past, you're deemed to repeat it. You know, a lot of people don't know what took place in the 1600s, 1700s, but all of that's a dark reality that would be about to return right now if more abundance was given towards the organic people. That's nature alone. You know what I mean? But we see what was done. We see all the stuff that was ignored. We see even why cells are facing consequences right now and stuff still being held up and accountability not be taken. So it just drills the point home even more so what Mother Nature is doing right now, due to the lack of the so-called lack of awareness to change. You feel me? But people don't have that much more so of a lack of awareness how they might present themselves. You feel me? I'm being real with y'all. It really don't be like that. So you really got to understand what's been done. Now I had to chop it up with y'all, Lord, but I'm about to go to the most sunniest spot and all of that. But man, it's a good time for us right now. You feel me? Our species, you know, our children. You get what I'm saying? There go my Latino guys. They in this jump. Hey, peace, guys. Peace, guys. Y'all Latino, right? Peace. My son is half Puerto Rican, half Dominican. He's Cinco, my son. Make sure y'all get a lot of sun. Hey, Latino, you melanated, neuromelanated, we good. That ozone layer ain't coming back. Everybody that's unnatural is tearing them up right now. Europeans, Asians, they not talking about it, but everything is happening because, put it like this, every jail in every state is filled with you and me in there, with Black and Latino. We the most abused, bro, but we ain't gonna be abused only so much longer. And it made me mad. I don't know if y'all heard about the Latino guy that was hung in DC recently. Y'all hear about that crazy shit about that at the police station? Yeah. Mother Nature is turning up about that shit because y'all organic just like me. Organico, ain't that how you say it? Or organico? Yeah. Genetica, how you say it? Yeah, so peace, power, abundance, y'all. Make sure y'all get a lot of sun, man. It's our time. Peace, power, abundance. Yeah, y'all. All natural people, man. It's a lot that's taking place right now, you know? Our son is not playing. And like I said, they might not talk about it. Well, I said the truth won't be televised. But it's real. Hey, peace, God. Enjoy the rest of your day, brother. You know? We gotta stick together, man. We all we got out here. You feel me? We all we got, y'all. The last thing that we need to be in any shape, way, or form is against each other in a system that's been designed already strategically against us to have us in a docile state. You know, and that's real. That like we don't need to be abused no more. I'm gonna be real with y'all, no more. Like they spraying the skies right now, but like I said, it's about regardless of the little bit of fake weather, that cold weather that they gave out, right? You know, today, like I think like yesterday and shit like that, right? Man, all of that shit don't mean nothing because best believe this shit is still shutting down, you know? Regardless. And that's real, you know? I'm just so grateful that I'm the son in the flesh and my mom is the mother of all life. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That I got this genetic makeup. That's the main thing that I'm grateful for. You know, because it's been told to me in life that a lot of stuff was more important than this. But nothing was more important than this though, you know? You Latina? You Latina? Are you Latina? Yeah. Make sure you get a lot of sun, goddess. Peace, power, abundance. My son half Puerto Rican, half Dominican. You know what I'm saying? For us, you got green veins like me. What our son doing right now, it's game time. We almost home. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day also, God. Peace, power, abundance, brother. Yeah, man, this shit real, y'all. This shit is real. This shit about to have a lot of people in their personal feelings and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? And but that ain't changing nothing, no. You know? Shout out my Brit. You feel me? Shout out my Brit. I had to brush the lower teepees. You know what I mean? Real quick. You know, and I ain't even going front. Sometimes like all the knowledge that I have, I feel like I be having so much knowledge now, y'all, that like literally like my brain be starting to hurt a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Is she black? I think she's black. She might be like, I don't know. I be wanting to tell people. I be spreading love. I'm gonna tell you one of the most realest things that happened to me today, right? And I'm gonna say this. Shout out the complex cell organism for this though. I will say this, right? Because I swear to y'all, I've been in this same situation many times, right? And this never happened. I swear to God, it's never happened, right? But it recently happened. And what I'm about to say is this. So, you know, if you understand genetics, you understand we all don't have the same genetic makeup, right? So, you know, I big up all organic people whenever I see them. Not to say because I'm bigging them up, I hate people that's not my people, but I know what we're living in and I know how this shit is designed against us, right? So, of course, I'm going to big up my people, whether neuromelanated or eumelanated, right? But definitely neuromelanated first, right? But I'm going to big us up. So, it was one neuromelanated guy, right? Same genetic makeup as me, son in the flesh, right? And he was walking with like three complex cell organisms, European, right? Now, usually in these type of situations, if I tell the guy and enjoy his day, like I'm like, peace, power, abundance, God, enjoy your day. You know, the complex cell organism, they'll take it like like an attack on them because they already know that they not us, and they'll throw some weird energy, even though I didn't mean it like in that way, like hatred towards them, right? But this was the very, very first time that when I gave positive energy to them, also after greeting him first, that they didn't take it no type of way, right? And for me, that was big, right? Because I understand the DNA that the eukaryotic cell shares. Y'all see how they turned on the music, right? They turned it on. I didn't even mean to talk to this around them, but you get what I'm saying? How the truth be having people acting weird. That's exactly what that radiation is doing right now, though. You know, like how people can have avoidant energy around the truth, you can't have avoidant energy around radiation. We in a microwave right now, right? Whether you think it's the truth or not, whatever you want to believe, that UVC radiation is changing your genetic makeup right now from the inside out. You know, for better or worse. Do you have a biological identification of this planet or not? And this is something that's picking up fast, regardless if they talk about it or not, right? Now, look at this, how they spraying the skies right now, y'all. Look at this. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see how they spraying? They can spray. These ones already, they spraying some new ones over there. And they spray some right there. And they spray some right there, right? They can spray as much as they want to spray, right? They can spray, go crazy with it, like they've been going crazy with it. But let me tell y'all though, that has no effect. That has no effect with what's really happening, right? That ozone layer. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Reflection, peace, power, abundance, guys. That ozone layer is not coming back, right? Now, I'm glad that ozone layer is being removed, right? I'm glad. I don't say this because it's harmful to anybody else. I'm saying this from a standpoint of me knowing the level of accountability that'll always be dodged around the complex cell organism from a collective majority standpoint. That's in which what I'm saying is from, right? I have no hatred in my heart towards anybody with animal DNA or anything like that. But I definitely know it's the truth. You know, I can't be manipulated. It's crazy that the truth is being literally pushed out though. You know what I mean? Like I told y'all, like, I'm low-key embarrassed that, like, I had to find this out and I still got to live the last of this infringement of this false ideology that's harmful for all neuromelanated people and our offspring, and specifically the mother of all life, right? And her children, her creations. Like, I'm happy that it's coming to a halt and the UVC radiation is ground level, y'all. You know, and the ozone layer peeling back at the same time, so be it, off of our children being subjugated to them. It's like we forgot reality, you know? But Mother Nature always shows you what's what and what's important and how you should be moving, what you should be dealing with. All of that is always shown. Now, it's being shown or being a negative thing. That's because we shouldn't be living like this. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Peace, power, abundance your way. You know, anybody with animal DNA, with gene sequences of different percentages, right? Several of the same animals that make them up as an organism that wouldn't naturally sexually reproduce with each other, right? That's why genetics, that's the main thing that nobody wants to talk about, because that we're all one human race shit, that shit is being handled right now. That's being shut up, you know? The complications, residual effects, all that's being shut down right now. Yeah, my fault, y'all. It's like I want to wait for this one, but I don't know when this next one is coming, and I really don't want to wait. I'm gonna base it off of, let me see. I'm not even gonna lie though, y'all. This sun feel good as shit though. This radiation shit feel good. Hey, anybody that's neuromelanated, tell me if I'm lying. Don't it feel like when you're eating right? I ain't gonna front. If you're eating like a lot of sugar and stuff, if you eating a lot of sugar, if you eating meat still, you hear what I'm saying? Shit like that. Even you being neuromelanated, it might not feel like this to you. But everybody that's eating as less as possible, um, you know what I mean, drinking a lot of water, eating fruits and stuff like that. I know that the sun right now feels like a radiation massage. Like it's like you're getting a massage. You almost can feel it on a cellular level what's happening, and it just feels different, you know. And it's real, you know. That's crazy. I seen the same guy that I was talking about with the human being. Shout out all of them. They just walked by me again when I spoke to them. That's how I know even more so that they were supposed to get that. Me seeing them again just now. That's how I know that they were supposed to get that download. All of them though, all positive energy. Shout out those 3 human beings that was with the guy. You know, very human beings can hear truth and not attach their personal feelings to it. That's a very hard thing to do for them. That's why they overcompensate. That's why they dodge accountability, avoiding energy, you know, cognitive dissonance. You know, it's like truth starts having them glitch and shit. You feel me? Because of like what we're living in and how it's being shut down at an accelerated rate. So you got to realize like, but once you realize characteristics and traits, behavior in connection to DNA, you don't personalize stuff no more. It doesn't feel like a personal attack the way it did, because then it's like you're looking at somebody from the organism they are, and you know that they're not you, you know, anatomically. So it's like you don't take offense to it. But I'm happy. I'm happy that they evolved. I'll say this, y'all. I'm happy that they evolved how they did, because I realized that this was our biggest test, right? That's why they was created to do the bidding on the planet, in which they've done yesterday and still doing today. Even while their anatomy is facing consequences on the cellular level, it's stuff that's still being projected until the last day is here and it can't do no more harm, right? So it's like, you really got to realize, like, it's not, when you really, like, I know this should be crazy, but I know a lot, it's not everybody, right? Because a lot of people respect me and shit. But a lot of people be mad at my insight, like the type of lens that I have, how I can just see past all the bullshit. I'm from Baltimore City at the end of the day, so it's like, what, like, shit, I had to have a level of seeing past stuff or a situation for what it was way before I started studying anatomy or any shit like that. Like, what, niggas was trying to take my life, like, for real. Talk about low vibration, a short attention span, you know what I'm saying? Niggas trying to kill you for nothing, for real. So it's like, nah, like that shit get kind of cruddy, you know? It get real dark real fast and shit. So you already have to have a certain way of like understanding stuff besides how it's being shown, you know? Technology is one of the most regular everyday life manipulation that everybody uses just about, even if they don't realize it, you know? In a small, most like minute thing to something that you deem of value for you to have to go about this about, like, it's a real thing. So you must really understand that, you know. It's a real thing. And those mental health attacks, so they can't avoid anything, and it's right at their front, really right now, for real. But I mean, like, niggas, you're not even gonna be able to go to Starbucks off the early, you know what I'm saying, go to your Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I'm saying? You might not even be able to leave out your house without your life being at risk. You feel me? Like, it's gonna be like the purge out here real quick for like a little bit. So you really gotta really realize the let me see if that's the jump. You really gotta realize the damage that's coming everybody's way. Like, this shit's about to get real spooky. Hold up real quick, y'all. This shit's about to get real spooky. And it's just sad that it has to get like this, though, because I know I learned a lot from this shit, y'all. I can't even believe how ignorant I was that I know everything how I know it now. And I'm not gonna blame it all. I'm not gonna blame it all on me reading. That's a big percentage of it, but It's a percentage of me reading. It's a percentage of me watching videos, then reading more stuff behind that. It's a percentage of me testing the terminology or whatever it is that I was reading to know what I'm talking about, to see people's interactions amongst that, right? It's a lot of tests that was put in place for me to be on what I'm on now, right? Whereas yesterday, I wasn't aware of all it. No, yesterday I was, but I mean yesterday as of like, a couple years ago and stuff, I wasn't aware of these things. But yesterday, from generation standpoint, nah, I was. I definitely was, and it's just so crazy, y'all. If I really was to take a GoPro with me though, y'all see what I'm saying when I'm talking about the difference in how people carry themselves amongst the truth, how they deal with it if they're unnatural. Like every time that people hear it, however so someone speaks of it, they think that they're trying to weaponize it towards them because of their karma that they have to face off of what they tried to ignore. You get what I'm saying? So it's like their self projections. It's like I was saying, it's like don't be mad that you didn't think this day was coming off of all the technology, all the abuse, and then now it's here and it's being flipped around. And now, whenever you hear someone talking about it that's not trying to cause harm, you feel like they're personally talking about it to try to harm you because of what your species has done and the destruction that you gained the ego with, as if like you're not being what it was, It's a real thing, y'all. I'm telling y'all, no lies. Like, this is like real spill. And so you realize that like when they do that, that's like more of a personal problem. It's not like you did something to someone. It's just that you talking about it made them become aware, and they don't know how to handle it. You feel me? So it's like they on what they on. So that's that. Hold up real quick, y'all. Let me ask him when this next zone coming. Let me ask him. By any chance, guys, you know when do you know if you're not the 610? Do you know when the next one is coming? At all? Do you know if you're the 610? Do you know when the next one by any chance is coming?
They're gonna come.
Is this come soon? I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all. So, nah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So I'm tapping with y'all. I'm about to call Mama Goddess back. Just check on her, make sure she's all right. Yeah, I feel like I'm so aware of stuff that I know other black men, maybe they might feel like this. There's some that feel like this. But I know I definitely feel like this. Like, whether I have money, don't have money, go to work, don't go to work, whatever, right? Every day with my level of awareness, living in this shit now, it's like I feel like I'm not even here. It feels like a mental health attack, because you can only block out so much of what's not real off the last of it being here, you know what I mean, trying to deal with you and compromise you as if like you're supposed to be living like it. Like, I know my money's not right and I know everything is like around that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't wait till this money and this shit gets to crash fully, because it's so much more besides, there's so much more that it's affecting that people don't get. Like, the money is literally controlling our relationships, you know what I mean? Like, it's controlling women, because that's like the main thing that most women focus on, or even deem that's more important than other stuff that's actually more important than the money. Whether you have the money or not, you gotta have this. If you don't have this, that shit not working out. But they can't even discern the difference in them things. You get what I'm saying? For real, like, we're fucked with this shit. So this shit causing more damage than we even realize. Basically what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, I'm being real with y'all. This shit causing way more damage. Not just the person you see that doesn't have money, that's trying to get something to eat, or that's homeless and doesn't have a shelter. Like, this is causing damage to us and how we view each other, which is causing disruption in our households in which are families that should be being created or that uh, uh was already created, you know, like on both sides. Like it's just doing more damage, y'all. So I be hurting in a different way, you know. Like I don't care how much money I have. I could be in a house right now, just like some people that's talking about me, you know. Like for real, like not directly towards me, but I'm saying towards like us as a species, like you know, like and you know, it wouldn't feel valid enough, you know. And I'm pretty sure, well, I hope, you know what I mean, some of these people that's on the internet speaking about us, what we're going through and stuff, they feel the same way amongst that, like where they're looking at it from a standpoint, if they are financially stable and that's not a problem to the point that they're homeless or anything, that's why they're making videos still towards, you know, what we're living in, what's been done to us. Like it's a main priority, regardless of them. Like they didn't say, "Oh, I just got this, and I just need to get a woman, and I'm not worried about my species," you know. And I see that because I'm like that. I'm selfless, and it's like, but this is a problem, and it's bothering me, and I'm trying to hold it together, y'all. You know, this is me holding it together. This is what it looks like. Anything other than this would be for real me being ignorant and crashing the fuck out. And I don't mean crashing the fuck out off of speaking truth. I mean actually like being violent and inflicting pain on people off of like them either not understanding what's going on or me feeling like they're in the way for the biggest reason of that got us suffering like this. You hear me? So it's like it's wild, y'all. So I'm gonna tap in with y'all. You know I'm rambling on about the same stuff till it's not here no more. I don't give a fuck. I'm being real with y'all. You know, I could care less about validation or anything. I know it's enough of us on the planet that my videos are reaching who they need to reach. I can see that, you know, clearly. And I can tell by certain stuff that's done to me, even within videos and stuff, that I'm a threat. But I don't mean to be a threat. It's just I'm a threat because of what we're living in. So I'm gonna get back at y'all, man. This is Lord Rear Points with RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. You feel me? Shout out my guys and goddesses, knowing high vibrational human beings. Shout out my troopy troops. Shout out Zion, right? Shout out my Brit. You feel me? And also shout out my Nestle Quid. You feel me? And yeah. And I'm gonna tap in with y'all. You know, but let me let this slave catcher pass real quick, just in case if he was to be on some weird shit, I'll get his bitch ass on camera for anything. You know, let his dumb ass pass real quick for whatever he's on. Because we know that these niggas don't matter, but we know they try to matter. You know, so okay, he passed. You know, because I'm not playing with their ass. Like, I don't be playing with their ass, y'all. So I'm gonna tap in with y'all. Because I was about to, he was about to get the whole, like, he was about to get the whole question list, you know, about how he feels about what he can't change, around his consequences he has to face. Like, I was about to give it to him, real shit. So, like, I'm gonna tap in with y'all, man. Lord Rear Points with RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out my guys and goddesses, know high vibrational human beings. You know what the fuck it is. Tap in, tap in.